Hello, welcome back to Forever United TV. Welcome back to a double-header show again tonight as we go through Manchester United headlines here on FUTV. Then we're transferring straight across to all tonight's action with a watch-along bonanza, Carabao Cup, Europa League, all going on tonight over on Football Talk straight after this show. We'll deal with that in a little bit, well, about 45 minutes or so. Until then, we're talking Manchester United, we're talking the updates, we're talking everything going on. Kobby Mainoo's message and Kobby Mainoo's stance on his position at Manchester United seems to have changed, and changed for the good, according to reports. Now, it could have been reported differently. It could have been reported that Kobby Mainoo is wanting out of Manchester United still, with everything that's going on, and all of these transfer rumours again. And tonight, once more, the Telegraph reporting and Mike McGrath on 3 different midfield targets for Manchester United. But who cares? Who cares about that right now when we've got a problem right now in Manchester United's side in what we do in that midfield area? And Kobby Mainoo has vowed to fight for his spot in Manchester United's side. That is the main headline coming out from Manchester United. Alongside, on the ground right now, a message from United, Benjamin Sesko, Joshua Zirkzee looking incredibly sharp in front of goal in training. Yes, that's training, we don't care, but that's the word for Manchester United at the moment. Putting the noises out and the right noises out there. We've obviously seen pictures of Dalot, and he's back for the game this weekend as well. Like, it's Wednesday night, Thursday tomorrow, and we're only 2 days away from the early kickoff on Saturday, so things need to be put in place in preparation. Better be ready for Ruben and this Man United side, because we want back-to-back wins this weekend. I'm still not confident it's there, but we want back-to-back wins. Who will feature? Will it be Benjamin Sesko, Matthias Cunha and Brian Mbeumo starting for the first time together this season? Manchester United and the majority of that transfer budget going on M3, is it good enough for them three to start finally with all of the injuries out of the way this weekend? Who's going to play midfield though? Will Kobby Mainoo start? Now, we reported earlier on stories coming out from Manchester United, and with all of this time, there is obviously time for Manchester United to plot and pick what stories they want to go out from Carrington, and it has been full on the positive factor, and it should do. After a good weekend where Manchester United climbed back up the table and a good win against Chelsea, that's fine, that's fair. Hopefully it continues that way next week when United beat Brentford. Again, we will see, won't we? But in the reports earlier on, we were talking about Kobby Mainoo and his opportunity for Manchester United now, or for that midfield position in Manchester United for RUBEN AMORIM, in particular because of the suspension of Casemiro. Now, who's he going to start? There was talk of Kobby Mainoo being in the lineup in our show this morning. Now, later on in the morning, going into lunchtime, there were stories floating around that Kobby Mainoo has vowed to fight for his place and try and work his way into RUBEN AMORIM's side. This is what I meant when I was talking about Kobby Mainoo a while ago. This is very, very clear. We're going to get into the transfer news in a minute of players that could potentially come in and scupper Kobby Mainoo's plans. But he's got 3 months. He's got 3 months worth of football to play right now before this window even opens. And so when you look at it and you break it down properly right now, if Kobby Mainoo can cement his place in this side, it should be somebody that's looking to play alongside Kobby Mainoo and not instead of Kobby Mainoo. I think that's the message from Kobby. I think that's the clear message that he has sent through to Manchester United bosses about where he stands right now. He's willing to fight. He's willing to work his way into this side. It's music to every single Manchester United fan's ear. We need to have Kobby Mainoo in this side. We need to keep our best prospects and get them on them deals that they deserve. He doesn't deserve the price that his agent wants right now. He doesn't deserve a right to be in the side. No one does in this Man United side. But the argument has always been the unfair treatment because Bruno Fernandes hasn't been playing well and still playing in the games. And Kobby Mainoo, apparently, according to RUBEN AMORIM, has been fighting for that same position alongside Bruno Fernandes. It seems one for one and one for another when it comes to the rules on this situation, as we have spoken plenty about before. But Kobby now, and the message from Carrington is in a good place, willing to fight for his place. That's all you got to do. You got no right to be in that Man United side. You've got an opportunity. So show the United fans this Saturday, Kobby, that you are that number one player for that Manchester United midfield, and make Ruben keep you in that side. I would love to see a combination of Kobby and Bruno Fernandes. And people will say, Adam, you're absolutely off your rocker. Completely off your rocker. 2 attacking midfielders in there. You're going to have no cover for the defence. Well, if this team hasn't yet got to grips with this system of Ruben Amorim's, then I completely give up. But we've seen elements of Matthias de Ligt stepping forward into that midfield against Chelsea. Early doors when they had 11 men as well, don't forget. Kobby Mainoo and Bruno Fernandes, I think Kobby Mainoo even more, will look under pressure a 20 times better player. Press, resistance, and no real problem for Kobby Mainoo on the ball. And that's what that intensity of Brentford are going to bring at weekend. So I would always play Kobby Mainoo and Bruno Fernandes. Keep Manuel Ugarte out of that side. You know what? United are better in trying to attack than they are in trying to defend. And Manuel Ugarte, for me, isn't doing either at the moment. It's time for him to sit it out and wait for his chance in the side, because when Kobby's come on, he's done a job. When Ugarte's come on, he hasn't. It's gone downhill. And we've seen it in every game that he's played in this season. So, yeah, I think it's time we've seen Kobby Mainoo. But, again, the message had to work on both sides. And if it's coming out that Kobby Mainoo wants to fight for his place in this Man United side, then that, I think, is where everybody wants to be. Nobody wants Kobby Mainoo out of Manchester United. We all want our players, and our young players in particular, to thrive and be successful at Manchester United, but it doesn't always work out that way. Look at Alejandro Garnacho, like we said this morning when we were reporting on his first start for Chelsea last night against Lincoln, a shocking performance where he created nothing and was hauled off after 60 plus minutes. Again, take him away. Thank God we got 40 million for him. Kobby, I feel, is a different breed than what Alejandro Garnacho is, though. I feel like this lad, and it's just my own opinion, and you can shut me down all you want and say, Adam, that is just your opinion. And I'm not saying you need to believe my opinion. I'm just giving it now after the news that's come out and the reports that have come out that Kobby is willing to fight for his place in the side. So I like Kobby. I think everybody does. We just feel at this point as a fan base, I think right now, that nobody deserves preferential treatment in this side. And that's what is the argument between Bruno and Kobby. That's what is the argument for Kobby getting a 200 grand a week wage. This is why is the argument for Kobby Mainoo looking for the loan move right at the end of the transfer window. The player's fighting for his own career and the agent's fighting for his money off that career. And Manchester United have got a manager under severe pressure in Ruben Amorim, who has to pick players that he relies on. Make yourself reliable. That's what we've always asked. And if this story is true, I would love to see it, because where I do love this, there is always that element of doubt. And the proof will be there when he steps out on that pitch, if he does step out on that pitch, and shows everybody that he is the man that Manchester United need in that midfield. I fully am convinced that there is a spot in this side for Kobby alongside everybody else. Get in line, and now his turn has come. He's at the front of that line, I feel. Because it's not work with Manuel Ugarte. It's not work with Bruno and him in that midfield. Let's get Kobby in there. I'm sure he's been doing the same training drills as everybody else and knows exactly what he needs to do. I just think he's a better technical player. And against Brentford, like I said, Kobby Mainoo needs to be playing in that side, because he is a lot better under pressure, and we will be put under pressure by Brentford. We always are, and it is a tough ground to go to. I think I said it the other day. Look, last time Manchester United won at Brentford, we had a strike force at one point of Cristiano Ronaldo, Anthony Elanga and Mason Greenwood. That tells you how long ago. And yeah, guess who our manager was? Ralph Rangnick. So yeah, that's how long ago it was since Manchester United actually got a result at Brentford. So yeah, let that sink in, and that tells you exactly what we're up against on Saturday lunchtime. And I just think that Kobby's a better player to be in there anyway. But still, you know what? We'll come to the chat first of all on this to gauge where you're at regarding Kobby's stance on this. Is this what you wanted to hear? Do you believe in words? Do you want to see actions first? Are you not getting carried away with anything? Get into the comment section and let me know, everybody. By the way, while you're in there as well, everyone, in the live chat, in there is a pinned comment with the link to our match bingo setup, everybody. Our match day sponsors are rolling out the 200% bonus for everybody who uses promo code FUTV. It's £2 a card, and you can buy as many cards as you want. If you deposit £5 when downloading the app, that will be doubled if you're a new customer. But again, if you are still an existing company, put that FUTV code in there. Get your discount now. Well, not discount. Get your deposit booster by 200%. Get in there now if you're new as well, because that's when it really matters. And we don't know if we can pass this on to another month yet. So leave it with me. I'm working on it. But get your chance now. Get ready for that game against Brentford this weekend, but you've also got all the rest of the week's games to get into as well, so why wait? Get in there and have a ball, is what I'm saying. Right, let's get into some of these comments in here. Mainoo and Bruno may work in the short term over the course of a season. No chance. He says, well, look, this is where he's got to mix it up. Casemiro's got to come back from suspension, but he's not there this weekend. And so, Kobby Mainoo for Brentford is what I'm talking about. Go out there, show Ruben that you can drop Bruno. Go show Ruben that you need to push Bruno into that front three, and that's where he needs to fight. If Kobby Mainoo performs to a certain level, maybe, I mean, I don't think he will, but maybe he changes the shape to fit Bruno, Mainoo, Cunha and Bruno and Sesko in the same side. But as a player, you have to make it clear. And you know what? If he plays well against Brentford, we win the game, and then he drops him, then we'll go in on Ruben for not playing him again in the next game. But until that comes about, I say play Kobby Mainoo, give him the chance, and let's see what he can do in this game against Brentford. How can United be hunting a new midfielder? The window is closed. Well, we are, according to the reports. Again, like I said at the top of the show, and you've come in a bit late with that comment there, buddy, because at the top of the show I said it really doesn't matter about the transfers. It's all about Kobby Mainoo. And the message from him to any suitors that are going to come in, because we are going to be looking at a new midfielder for January, and them speculation columns are starting to pile up and overflow now, and we'll go into that in a minute. Kobby's message is, I'm here to stay and I'm here to fight for my place in this side. So bring it on is what we're saying. If we can't get Baleba, we should go all out for Elliot Anderson, says Tim. He's been settled into a sub-spot. KM. Sad, though that may be to see. I think someone's talking to someone else in the chat there. I've just jumped into your convo. Sorry, everyone. So Glenios, 2 weeks after the window closes, have suddenly changed their mind and now want to buy a midfielder. How convenient? Well, when you look at it, we said this earlier on today, they wanted Baleba, couldn't get Baleba, and weren't willing to go out and buy a second-rate midfielder like we have done before. We wanted to get Frankie de Jong. We ended up buying Casemiro. Now everybody wants him out because of his wages. Manchester United wanted an attacking forward. We went out and got Anthony at the end of the window for 85+ million, and he's now gone. So, yeah, not jumping in for another player, and that's how I look at it, and I think it was a sensible option. Really, what we should have been doing, and how this should have been broken down, is we should have gone out and got a midfielder earlier on in the window. And that way, then, there is no complaints, absolutely zero complaints from Manchester United fans. We got the player that we wanted, and we got the player in the position we wanted, more importantly. So that's, I think, is how we should have been looking at it. But we didn't. We went all out on the forwards. And now we're looking about trying to get Kobby Mainoo in, who is probably our most creative and composed midfielder that we've got in the squad right now. I think he is. But the fight that he's had with Ruben Amorim and Bruno Fernandes, I mean, that's on Ruben for playing the way that he wants to play and the shape that he wants to play. But when you get a chance in the United side, you've got to take it. And it's all right doing all the talking and his agent coming out saying this and that. And I do believe that that talk will continue as soon as we get closer to December. But I tell you what, it will start being talked about is when we get to this weekend. And if Kobby is not in this side against Brentford, that will be an interesting one to see, and how that develops. 100% it will. I hope Sesko and Mainoo start. No more false nine. Stop ruining our club. That from Sesko Lover, of course. I've never been, but... oh, right, sorry, someone's talking again. Keep your conversations going, everybody. Ginge doesn't believe that Mainoo is creative. I think he is creative. I think he is. I think in the right side, Kobby Mainoo works. Again, like, I'm not bailing him out here and saying that he should be straight in the side. He has to fight for his place in the side and want to be in that side. And if he's willing to fight for it, then I haven't got any problem with it. That, I think, is the main topic in the story tonight. But, look, still, what can we say? Until he starts playing regular football, we can't really judge him. And to be fair to the critics of Kobby Mainoo, he hasn't had a consistent spell in the side. I've brought that up before. He hasn't had a full season yet. So how can we really judge what Kobby Mainoo is when he's never really been available for us consistently as well? So there's two sides to it, I think, in this. But look, the story and the difference in it from today, from where it was before, is that the reports that Kobby, in a positive way, is looking to come back and fight for his place in Manchester United's side. Before, he wanted out. So that's a positive for Manchester United. Let's look at that. Adam, United were lucky to win the game under Ranić. Yeah, mate, they dominated us in the first half. I was at the game. It was a Wednesday night game. I was there, mate, right in front of it. So I know exactly what you mean. They dominated the first half, did not score. And United scored 3 in the second half and ran away with it. And that was all she wrote, I'm afraid, Graham. So, yep, you wasn't there. I was, mate. So I've got you on that one, Graham. I'm only messing, mate. It's all banter. But yeah, it was a game of two halves, I can tell you that, because Ranić had to talk to Ronaldo on the bench to convince him it was the right decision to bring him off in that game. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was weird, I'll tell you that, for nothing right now. Let me see. It's not fair. It's not fair how they are treating Kobby. Is it not, Martin? He's a class player. To this, he's a class player. So this not showing the next player coming from the academy. He is our future. Ruben can't see what other people see. United. Other people see a player that's shown spells, mate. Look, I said it a minute ago. I'm not allowing Kobby Mainoo off with this, and I'm not blaming Ruben AMORIM here at all. Like, Ruben's won a game. If he plays Agate and Bruno at weekend and we beat Brentford, Kobby's just got to take that on the chin. I think the only argument you've got, and this is where I hope it doesn't come about, is that if he does do that, United do win the game. If they don't, then he has got big problems, because then this Kobby Mainoo story starts to get bigger and bigger. But right now, Ruben's gone out of a team against Chelsea. We had the game won in the first half. We controlled it in the second half, and that was without Kobby in the side. So no player can complain about it past that. If he's willing to fight for his place in the side, let's have it. That's the main thing on this one. I don't think he's been mistreated at all. I think he's been treated like a lot of other players. And the only thing you could argue with is if Bruno Fernandes is out of form, why is Kobby not on the pitch? That's the only argument that you've got here. As an option, as a creative 8, then Kobby has to come in for Bruno, but Ruben won't drop Bruno. That's his problem. That's the only argument Kobby's got in this, and I think that's the one that his agent is driving home to everybody. Mainoo has the same issue as Bruno. He's not a central midfielder. He's a 10, so won't be getting games under AMORIM anytime soon. Well, you just don't know. You don't know, Cal. Ruben, I would say, is the one manager that I feel will surprise everybody. Like, nobody thought that Manuel Ugarte was actually going to play against Manchester City. Ludicrous decision, absolutely ludicrous decision. Nobody's seen that coming, and Ruben throws surprises up everywhere of his team selection, so I don't think it's a given. I really don't think it is a given. Adam, who is the player we turned down in the transfer window in favour of Senna, in terms of Senna Lamens? He was 52 mil according to the MEN. The goalkeeper, you can only look at Emi Martinez and Gianluigi Donnarumma. You could have looked at Diogo Costa as well. He was another linked goalkeeper. Costa was probably the dearest. Then it was Donnarumma. Then it was Emi Martinez. Then it was Senna Lamens, Babs. So go with that one. You could probably say Diogo Costa was the dearest goalkeeper. I don't see how we can sign Baleba if he's off to AFCON in January. Look, it depends how long. And players, don't forget, can be signed in tournaments. And this has happened before, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. The reports from Mike McGrath for the Telegraph. Are that we've actually got our sights set and are leading the race for all of the top number 6s in the country right now. In fact, he actually writes, Manchester United are ready to lead the way next summer in a race for a number 6, the position that is expected to dominate the transfer market in 2026. Carlos Baleba, Adam Wharton and Elliot Anderson are all being tracked by multiple clubs. Of course they are. And we know that them players will make moves in the summer if the money is right. January is where United are moving. Now, this was a story as well, which included the opportunity for Manchester United to go out and get Conor Gallagher. Now, Conor Gallagher was there for United to get the summer just gone, but Samuel Luckhurst has also written that he was there the season before as well and we turned him down. So kind of weird, to be honest. And I think that's when he obviously moved to Atletico. But Manchester United thought at that time they already had enough versatile midfielders in the side. Obviously, you still had McTominay there as well. So that was a no-go for Manchester United at the time. And again, could United get a loan for a midfielder in January? Could we buy a midfielder in January? There were options there and we've spoken about them before. But Man United definitely are after the top dogs when it comes to talent that's actually within the Premier League at the moment. And I do think, again, the driving force behind any transfer activity for Manchester United is going to be based around homegrown players. Not homegrown players, but Prem-proven players, sorry. It keeps on coming up, the same stories coming up. So I think when we look at KOBBIE and we bring him into the conversation here, this to me looks like a conversation indeed has happened at Carrington as well. And this is what we hoped. With United having so much time, Ruben Amorim will get a chance to sit down probably and speak to players properly. With no games in the week, United have to be doing something and we have to be working on something. So players are fully rested, players are fully recovered. Players are getting a chance to work on Ruben's system and he's drilling it into them. And they should get better and we should get better performances. The stats tell us that we are. Stats are one thing, results are another for me. Give or take. I'm encouraged by certain stats, but I won't look too deeply into them. But what it is also giving is Ruben a chance to actually speak with these players, talk to these players, and obviously start to understand and make them understand how he ticks and what he's expecting from them. And there's no excuse for Manchester United not to settle any differences or issues now at the football club. There's no excuse of travel. There's no excuse of having too many games, not having time to train because you've got too many games. There is time to train and time to work hard. And these players will be probably more knackered through training with Ruben Amorim than playing games for Ruben Amorim. Because, let's be honest, we know that you don't train in the Premier League if you have got midweek games. You hardly train at all. You get a couple of days a week where you have to do the normal training sessions. The rest is basically preparation and recovery work for 2 games a week. Unfortunately for United, we haven't got that, but I think this is where Ruben can take advantage, and I expect to see differences on the pitch every single Saturday and Sunday when we're playing in the Premier League. I think this is where United now really do have to double down because they've got everybody fit. And I mean, leading everyone is fit. I mean, you've got Dalot who's back. Cunha and Mount are back. Like, Luke Shaw's been fit all bleeding season and the end of last season, which is a miracle. And now Leacher is back on grass and he's close to coming back as well. A fully fit squad with time to train, time to sort issues, time to talk and really understand what Ruben wants, and gives you zero excuses for poor results and poor performances like we did against Manchester City. That, I think, is what everybody's waiting for now. And when United do convert these so-called big chances created and everything that's going on right now, with the stats and what everybody's talking about, maybe we do see the transformation of Manchester United. And maybe Kobby Mainoo is in that. And that makes it easier to then bring in other players from the transfer window when it opens again to fit this system, because you can then handpick players to come in certain areas instead of trying to change a full bleeding squad around, which is what it seemed to have been doing with Manchester United now forever and a day, every time there's a transfer window. You get what I mean by that, don't you? Let's get a few comments in on this now as well, everybody. Graham back in again. Was that 4-3 defeat before Bilbao was battering an overnight Bees fan who was giving it the big un. Graham, you violent bugger. Calm down, son. Thanks for the super chat, mate. Missed a massive trick with Anton Stach. That's what Ant says in the super chat as well. Going to get a few more comments in here now. Bring them in. Brian says, I agree with you about a Mainoo Bruno in midfield too. Agate needs to be taken out and given a chance to get his confidence back. Sescolo says, Amorim starting 11 is mostly whack. His system doesn't work with these players. He better find a solution and win. Boxing says, no excuses. I'm sick of excuses from players or managers. This club and fans deserve much better. The young fans are starting to think we've always been crap. My son, first season Alfie went to football was David Moyes' first season at Old Trafford. He missed Fergie's swan song by 1 year, the poor sod. And all he knows is just pure, utter garbage from Manchester United. Ed says, at some point in this near future, United are going to need at least 17 to 18 players that are of first team quality. The players have to get used to not starting week in, week out. That's exactly where the Liverpools, the Arsenals, the Chelseas, the Manchester Cities of this world are at. Big players sit out, but until you've got something in place system-wise that these players are believing in, you're just not going to see that type of understanding from players, I don't think. Perfect example, someone was talking about this before, actually, and I picked up on this conversation from someone. I think it was off the back of what we were talking about last night, about what Paul Scholes said about Marcus Rashford. And Ryan Giggs has come in to the equation here and put his tuppence in. He says it's hard to disagree with what Paul says because we've seen Marcus Rashford walking around that pitch for Manchester United. It was like a holiday camp. Now you see him at Barcelona and he's running like he's running for the rent. Like he's running at everything right now. And this culture at Manchester United is now being weaned out of the football club where you could just do what you wanted. And that change comes in getting rid of them players and having players that understand and listen. And Kobby Mainoo could be the one example of a player that was almost going that way. And then we got him just in time. And now I'm praying. Look, there's no guarantee that that's going to happen. I'm just praying that does happen for Kobby Mainoo because I would love for him to turn it around at Manchester United and prove that he is the top dog for that midfield and Ruben cannot leave him out of the side. So, yeah, that's my big hope with him anyway on this one. We'll see how he does when he gets on the pitch. I hope he gets on the pitch. And if he has been training hard and impressed Ruben Amorim, I would love it to be for that reason as well. Like fairy tale stuff and all of that. I know it doesn't work that way in football and there's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes, but still, we can all hope, can't we, that is the case because we want him to do well. And look, I don't want to be slagging him off. I don't want to be having a go at him, but I'm only going to say it as it is. And what I've seen with Kobby and his agent and everything that's going on, look, honestly, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for agents. I ain't got time for players that think they should be on a certain amount of money when they've not done anything. And let's be honest, Kobby hasn't done anything yet. He's shown sparks, but there's been nothing consistent. This is exactly the same with Garnacho. We don't want a Garnacho scenario with Kobby Mainoo. We cannot have that happen. And I think we have just turned the page in time for Kobby to realise that he has made a mistake in wanting a way. This is the right system. This is the right way for him to continue his career, and it is at Manchester United. Let's see, because if he doesn't, he spits his dummy out, I can fully see him being sold as well in the summer. And that's obviously the complete other end of this situation here as well. Let's get some more comments in on us. By the way, everybody, we put that poll up on the channel earlier on the community section. If you are used to the channel and know the community section, it is there under the posts. So if you go on the main page of the YouTube channel itself and look on the post, you'll see a post that's out gauging where you feel would you want to come along to a actual live watch along, a pub watch along. I've just dropped it in now into the live chats. So that's the link to our post. Go and vote on that poll there. Would you be available for a certain date in a certain area to watch Manchester United play Spurs, a pub watch along with me and all of the other FUTV Army members? We've got a certain specific amount of numbers for this one event, but we want this to be the first of many. So it is like a tester event that we are just offering to everybody out there at the moment to see where it's at, see how many people would be interested in it. Going off this poll already, it does look like we are going to sell out quite quickly on this one. So please do get over there and give me your thoughts and vote on the poll, please. That we're going to leave up there because we can do polls on live chats and it can just go by the by. That one is obviously going to stay there, so get over there and give me your thoughts on that, please, everybody. And let's see how many do actually want to do that watch along and are up for it. Yeah, I'm sure we'll have an absolute ball. We will. Right. If Mainoo doesn't start versus Brentford, then he won't be playing much at all this season unless we get injuries. Mainoo will become despondent. Wait for that to happen. It's coming, guys. I hope you're wrong, mate, but I'm not saying that isn't going to happen because I know we've seen it before. Don't understand the Bruno and Mainoo partnership at all. It doesn't work, in my opinion. Kobby needs to be an 8 or a 10, but he's not going to play there. And we need midfielders. We haven't got Casemiro. I would rather have someone who's a bit more disciplined. And I think Kobby is more disciplined wherever he plays. So, yeah, I would rather have him. This is the only reason I'm playing Kobby and Bruno, is because I don't want to see Agate. And there's no Casemiro. So, yeah, unless Kobby wants to wait it out for a chance to come on off the bench again, he's going to have to be the new Agate. We're trying to buy time here until we bring in another midfielder, because that's the other story. Kobby Mainoo is wanting to fight for his place in his side. What does that mean? Because we talked about it being a good thing. Does that mean that he's willing to change? Does that mean he wants to fight for a different position? Does that mean that he's accepting he's going to be one of them two players? Can he play a deeper role? I don't like it. I want him to be a 10. I think he is a 10. He plays as an 8/10 through his whole career in Man United's under-21s and 18s, so I know where he plays best. By the way, Man United's under-18s are playing tonight at Old Trafford. Good luck to everyone who's going there. Please enjoy your night. And don't forget, straight after this show, we are covering all of the action throughout the evening across the Europa League for Nottingham Forest and all the other games and the Carabao Cup games. You've got Newcastle, Spurs, City and Arsenal all in action tonight, and we are covering it straight after this show over on Football Talks, everybody. So please do stick around after this one. We'll continue our chats. We can talk United again still, more on that as well. Thanks to the mods and everybody dropping that link in there as well for the poll on the watch along. Let me just see. Red Terry 28. If Ruben wasn't in charge, we would still have a team of prima donnas. Hopefully, Kobby proves himself and keeps his head down and works hard. I agree with that. Red Terry, bang on the money. Ryan says, Casemiro and Ahmad are examples. You train hard and well. You play and understand your role. Get comfortable. Even Delit, Lenny, Shaw and Mount is that Mia now? Oh, that's a bit of a typo there. Mia now contributing a lot. Casemiro probably is the one player that you'd have thought was never going to feature for Ruben Amorim. He was left out. I think it was, we counted it last season. I was in a press conference and someone asked the question to Ruben Amorim. Casemiro has now been left out of the starting lineup and been an unused substitute for 6 straight games. I remember it well, vividly actually, and it is I think a case and a point for everybody at Manchester United. Like the comment says there, what you're looking at here is that if you do show, and the answer to the question in the press conference from Ruben was, if he shows the right characteristics, is he willing to be that player that I want him to be? And Casemiro showed that he was, and Casemiro made his way into the side. Casemiro actually proved to be one of Manchester United's most important players for Ruben Amorim towards the back end of last season. And again, he started off this season the same way. Shame for him that he's been stupidly sent off in that game against Chelsea, and now we're missing him this weekend, because I think he'd be straight back in the side. I do. And Kobby would be on the bench. The only reason we're talking about Kobby is because Casemiro's suspended. So let's see what happens. If Casemiro is out and Agate's playing so bad, and obviously Kobby doesn't get into the side, then the conversation might go south very quickly. We'll talk about that on Monday. The main point of this video, again, like I said from the top, was that Kobby's willing to fight. And if he is, then I'm all for that. Simple as. I don't even know who to play in central midfield this weekend. Bruno Mainoo seems like suicide, but Agate is dreadful as well. This is the thing, isn't it? Like, it's the lesser of two evils for that midfield for Manchester United this weekend. And I just think, look, when I break it down, and the whole explanation for me around Kobby Mainoo being in that side, as crazy as it seems, is that he's got more composure on the ball than anybody else to come in. And in tight spots, that might just be what gets us the game. That might be just what gets that ball comfortably into a Cunha, an Mbeumo, a Sesko, a Bruno. I'm just looking for someone who is going to be able to hold on to that ball in tight positions and use it. And that, for me, in what options we've got in that midfield, is Kobby. It's not Agate. If Agate starts, I'm bricking it. I really am. I've already said I feel, and look, anyone who's just tuning into the channel, and when I say this, I just said it, I'm backing it up because I want this team to prove to me that we are going to the next level. But I think we will lose the game. I do. I think we would lose it. I think we beat Chelsea, then we beat Brentford. Do I think we can win it? Of course we can. I just think it's just going to happen this way again for us, and we're all going to be licking our wounds again. And it pains me to say it because I know this team can beat Brentford. 100% we can do them this weekend. I just want them to prove to me every single point that I've made in this show about having the time on a training ground, the time to talk, the time to learn, the time to listen and understand what Ruben wants and what the rest of this team wants and come together and know each other even better, because that's when you do get to know each other better in a team, is at training. It proved to me that this was why I said United should be challenging for the top four. No European football or midweek distractions gives you absolutely zero excuse for not being up there in the league table. Forest proved it. Newcastle proved it. Everybody who hasn't got European football that we feel should be up there and is good enough to be up there are always up there. If United are a difference to the rule, I'll be absolutely livid, because we should be 100% knocking on the Champions League door. Probably get kicked out at the last minute and end up in the Europa League. But I'm all right with that, as long as we're competing and challenging. This win one, lose one, win a couple, draw one, whatever it may be, that's not good enough. First chance for Ruben this weekend. This is a really good chance as well, because he's got no distractions whatsoever and a fully fit squad. It's his squad. It's his players, the majority of them anyway. And he's going up against a team that's got one win in 5 games. One win in 6 if you count the Carabao Cup draw the other night as well. So you've got to get out there and get that win. And for me, again, the excuse factor is well and truly gone right now. And that's why I think, no, I'm not even going to mention it. I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to leave it and let them prove to me that they can do it. So I think that's the best way to look at it. Other news as well, everybody. Quickly to get into it, Manchester United apparently have beaten Barcelona to the signing of a young Senegalese player, Mohamed Dabo, a 17-year-old prodigy. He is coming through Manchester United's trial period right now, and Manchester United are getting very, very close to agreeing a new deal for him to stay permanently on an academy deal and contract. 17-year-old, apparently we fended off interest from Barcelona, who are still trying hard. We will see how that comes off. I cannot tell you enough. I don't know enough. So let's just see what happens. But that is news, just to bring you up to date with everything that's going on with that. The news that you can see across the bottom of your screen is music to every single Manchester United fan's ears, though. And that is that Jadon Sancho, at the moment, isn't getting a contract renewal. But even if he is, there is talk that Aston Villa are ready to make his loan deal permanent. A permanent deal after the loan for Jadon Sancho. We have finally seen the back of this clown. That guy is gone. We've said this all along, haven't we? We've talked about Manchester United and the Sancho virus, let's just call it. And we knew that this day was coming because his contract just was running down and down and down. But Jadon Sancho set to leave Manchester United permanently with nothing keeping him at the football club. And everything, I feel now, looking at these reports anyway, set up for him to continue at Aston Villa past this loan period at the end of this season. It's brilliant news. And just to celebrate that, to celebrate the Rashford situation that's going on now and people talking about him, but him not being at United, him being at Barcelona, fans singing and chanting at Garnacho, him being awful again like he was last season for the majority. Them headaches, gone. Out of the football club. That is music to my ears as a United fan. It really is. And what have we got in replacement of them three players? Well, you could actually say that we got a Benjamin Sesko, a Matheus Cunha, and a Brian Mbeumo in their place. And again, like, just to have that situation over all others, I'm buzzing with that. I really am. I think that is a clear sign Manchester United are going in the right direction. And these moments for these players this season already are showing exactly why Manchester United struggled but battled through the summer to get rid of them. And they've got the job done. They're out. And that is the most important thing of all. And I'm buzzing with the fact that them players are out of this football club. I really am. Okay, right. Don't forget, after this show, everybody, we are going straight across over to the Carabao Cup and Europa League watch-along night on Football Talks. We're going to be live for another couple of hours going through all of them stories and everything going on. Can we get an upset in any of them big games? We will see, won't we? I think we will, to be honest. I think there will be an upset tonight somewhere. There's not been many anyway. But yes. Right. Quickly as well, don't forget to go onto the link in the live chat and go and vote on the poll. Would you be up for coming to the watch-along, the live watch-along in person with us all? There's a certain amount of numbers we can take and a certain amount of tickets that are going to be on sale to do it. We have nearly got a venue confirmed now, so we just need to know who would be up for it. And yeah, trust me on this one as well. It'll be a great, absolutely brilliant day, because we are also going to be playing Match Bingo on that day. Also, we're going to be doing everything. We're going to be doing a little bit of a quiz, maybe get a few people's reactions to the game itself and get them up on YouTube, some fan vlogs in and around the event as well. Your chance to be on the channel and have your say. It's going to be a brilliant day, and we are getting close to organising it. We just need to confirm a certain amount of numbers and who will be up for it. So jump across to the community post section on the channel, and let's get across and let's get as many people there, many of the FUTV army there in the game, actually for the game in the pub, and let's just have a good old sort of knees up. Yeah, that's what we want, innit? Bit of celebration. Do you know what? I suffer on these watch-alongs alone, sat by myself, but obviously the chat is there helping me. It'd be great if we won together. I mean, even if we lost, I still feel a lot better because I had you lot there, and we could all suffer together as a fan base. That's what it's all about, and that's what this channel is all about as well. So, yeah, it's all of that. It's meet and greets, a bit of time afterwards as well. A few drinks, a bit of food also. Competitions, things like that, giveaways. We're planning quite a lot for the actual day, so if you want to be part of that, make sure that you get onto the community post, let me know, and then we will officially open it up for people to get their tickets on a first come first serve basis. It is going to be, by the look of it so far, a very busy one, and we're going to be sold out quite quick, so I will let you all know when the tickets are dropping when we do organise it. But it's going to be a great occasion. I cannot wait for it. Hey, look, that is us for tonight, everybody. We're jumping across to the Carabao Cup over on Football Talks next. So make sure that you jump right across with us. We will redirect you across. So come along in the chat over there. We're going to continue the conversation. It's more of a chilled out vibe over there as the watch along is going on, building up to all the games tonight. Hopefully you come across and see us there as well. But for now, that is it, everyone. Thank you. You're up to date with all the news. Thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you for all the likes. Please pop a like on the video on the way out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll see you all over on Football Talks in just a moment's time. Cheers, everybody.